Hello there, YouTube. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. You probably are new here. This is a really new channel. Anyway, my name is Sophia Mitropoulos, and today you, my dear viewer, have the distinct pleasure of watching me attempt to use my own body as my canvas. That's right, today I am testing out the Inkbox Pro Kit. This is the Inkbox Freehand Pro Kit. I am not sponsored by Inkbox. I purchased this set with my own money at the beginning of quarantine because I was itching for a tattoo and I knew it would be several months until I would be able to get that. 50 bucks seemed like a great option. I can have a tattoo for a couple weeks, decide if I like it, then let it disappear. It's great. I have used it once before on my fingers and it lasted over a week, I would say. It might have lasted like 12 days until it disappeared. But beyond that, that's the only time I've used this, so I don't really know what to expect. So this is everything that comes in the Pro Kit. There's a transfer paper and pencil, which I'm not going to use. There's a skin-safe pen, which I will probably use. And then this is the ink itself, and this is the little bottle of freehand ink. And I also got a shading ink, which I think is just a lighter version of the same ink. It's just less pigmented. It also came with some stickers, which I thought were temporary tattoos, but they're just stickers, so that's kind of a bummer, but whatever. And then it came with some gloves, which I'm not gonna use because there's no bodily fluids and I'm doing it on myself, so I'm not gonna use them. Sorry if that makes you cringe. And then it came with this little box of tips. So there's a bunch of different tip sizes. They say their gauge on them, which it looks like an 18, a 20, and a 22 gauge. Let me show you what tattoos I have already and then what I'll be filling in. So I'm going to be doing it on my left arm because I'm a righty and my left arm already has some tattoos on it, so I'm just going to try and fill in around it. So I have this tree tattoo on my wrist that frankly I actually hate, but it's there, so that's all we got. And then I have these morning glories and a laurel wreath, and I have a little sword on the back. I'm just gonna work around it. I don't really have a plan. I think I might do something floral. I'm gonna stick to flowers and like some nature scenes, maybe a nice little mushroom, group of mushrooms, you know. You're gonna watch me try to figure it out. Me right now, I haven't figured it out yet, so you'll see. We'll see how that goes. Am I gonna be able to sit still for an hour? Guess I don't really have a choice. Who knows, by the end of this I might have to be a temporary tattoo artist because I'll just be so good and people will be contacting me left and right to apply their temporary tattoos. I am confident in my ability to sit still and not smudge my arm into a messy disaster. I think it'll be fine. Let's give it a shot, okay? All right. Okay, so I'm only like maybe 10 minutes into drawing. This is as far as I've gotten. So I just did a couple peonies and a couple leaves, and the marker is already out. So I'm gonna go get myself some Crayola water-based non-toxic markers, and I'm gonna use that instead. It's gonna be a thicker tip, but this pretty much has no, it like doesn't work anymore. I don't know if it's the oil for my skin, maybe it's a felt tip, so it could be the oil for my skin, but it's kind of annoying. Luckily, the good news is that by doing it this way, I realized it's a good thing I didn't start with the ink yet because I would be smudging it my entire way up. So I think I'm gonna draw it on up and then I'm going to apply the ink down. So hopefully that works. This is gonna be a long night of me working on this. Okay, I got the Crayola markers on deck. It's gonna be a fatter tip, and I'm pretty sure these are from my childhood, so I hope they have some juice in them. But let's get to it.
Then she met me at the college. Her friends play my songs and they been following me. Yeah, I don't like to do that much explaining and talking. Just know she had coffee with me. Yeah, I hear you like pizza and dancing. Love that is not that romantic. Yeah, I don't have no time for no antics. Fly one, smile for the cameras. Oh, they like me now. Go ahead, wipe me down. She don't got a man. cause he ain't lock it down.
It kind of tickles, and I don't know if that's an allergic reaction. It doesn't look as good as I thought it was going to, but we're committed to it, so I will be continuing.
Look like art. 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 Shawty, look like. I hear you like pina coladas. Like that, she not one for drama. Yeah, big smile, get it from mama. Hey, please, that's your shoes for you get my Honda. Looking like, look like art. Hot hills, look like art. On it, look like art. Look like art. Look like art. Look like art. Looking like blessings, blessings, blessings coming my way. Wake up every morning like it's Friday. No, don't be looking at me sideways. You can get your friends, it's a party. All these girls here indie.
Okay, so I'm done for tonight. It's almost 10 o'clock, so I want to be able to go to bed tonight. It took me like an hour to do all of it, so I'm keeping my arms straight so I feel like a robot kind of, so that I don't squish it. But this is how it came out. So I skipped these because there was no way for me to do it. And also I feel like they look like coffee beans. But I'm actually kind of happy with it. I did some of the shading in the detail work. They say it's like 50% pigment, so I'm hoping it'll dry a little later. And I really love the mushrooms. I actually really like it a lot. I've been thinking about getting a sleeve, and so like part of the reason I got this was to see if I actually like the way it looks, and I do. I don't usually like just a forearm half sleeve, but I feel like it looks kind of nice. It is tightening on my skin and it's kind of like cool, so I have this weird tingly sensation, but I am overall really pleased with how it came out, even though it's kind of sloppy. Considering though, not so bad. Not so bad. Oh. So I'm gonna stop for tonight. They say it has to dry for an hour, so I'm gonna let it dry tonight before I go to bed. Hopefully I won't smudge it. I think there are a few little parts, I learned this the last time I used it, where even if you smudge a little bit and wipe it up, it is still gonna leave a little bit of a mark and a little bit of coloring. But I think there's enough detail work going on that it won't be too distracting from the overall piece. I'm doing okay on ink. The hardest part was definitely the little sputter that came out, and also I wasn't thinking when I first started, per usual, and I thought I was using a smaller gauge tip for the shading, but I actually was using a bigger one. So this is an 18 gauge and this is a 20 gauge. So that was my rookie mistake, but par for the course, I guess. So now I have to figure out how to clean these tips and not make a mess of myself. But I feel like it came out pretty well. I'm actually pretty stoked with the end product. So I'll check back in as it dries and then I will show you it tomorrow. So you can see it's peeling a little bit. There's a nice peely spot. This part is really wet. And then here in the mirror and my messy desk. Honestly, I feel like it looks so cool and I really am obsessed with it. Okay, so you can see I accidentally kind of bent my elbow and that brought it up. So I wonder, maybe painting the ditch with temporary tattoo ink is not the move. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so it's been about an hour. It's like 10:30 right now, so I'm ready to take this off and get my booty to sleep. Some of it, especially in the elbow crease, is really peeling. So I'm gonna peel it all off. Oh, this is gonna be fun. This is gonna attract the ASMR people, I feel like. This one is like, oh, we're just gonna peel that right off. Oh man, I thought that was gonna come off in one piece. I probably should have left it on longer, but you know, whatever. Oh, that's so satisfying. I don't think you're supposed to peel them off. I think you're supposed to wait until they crack off, but honestly, who's got time for that? They're all stuck to my arm hair. And this one under here has been on for like 2 hours probably, because it took me an hour to do the whole sleeve. I am truly obsessed with the mushrooms. Actually, I feel like it all kind of looks cool. Look at me surprising myself with work I actually like. Amazing. I love these mushrooms. I think they are so cute. I can't believe I drew them upside down. This is really dangerous because it makes me want to get all of these things tattooed, because now taking it off, I'm so sad. But we'll see how I feel at the end of the week. Oh, I feel like it's gonna be so cool. My arm is tingly. See instruction card for reaction noticed. Uh-oh, probably should have read that. So I just read the instructions. Once again, I should have done it earlier, but we're doing it now anyway. And it says, let it sit for 1 hour, don't touch it, and then wash the ink away with soap and water, then pat dry. So I wasn't supposed to peel it off, but wasn't that more fun? Also, I may have had a small allergic reaction because it is kind of itchy, but you know, it's done now. Okay, I'm going to bed. I'll check back in tomorrow. All right, you guys, so it is the next day. I actually slept with long sleeves on last night because the first time that I tried this, I tried it on my fingers before bed and I went to bed and it had transferred to some of my other fingers because I was like holding my hands in some weird way. So last night I made sure to wear long sleeves so it didn't transfer anywhere else, but this is how it came out. I am really stoked with it. Yeah, I mean, just in general, I'm really happy with the result. I feel like this gives me Girl New York vibes, which was not necessarily what I'm going for, but I'm a big fan of it. The peonies, I don't love them, but the shading, you can tell the shading came out really nicely. This shading, maybe not so much, but I'm really quite pleased with it. I think this is so cute. This part I thought was not going to show up so much, but it all came out really well. So I am pretty stoked with the outcome. It's been almost 24 hours, so this should be relatively fully developed. It says 24 to 36 hours, so it might get a little bit darker, but this is pretty much what it is going to be. And this is a real tattoo, and you can tell the coloring is not that far off. And this as well. This is a much newer tattoo, but the color is really quite close. So I'm pretty stoked about that. I have to say, I did get some on my hand that probably won't come off for a couple days, and I got some under my fingers. So like my fingers look perpetually dirty from when I tried to smudge it off. But for the most part, I think the smudges probably won't last as long as the rest of it. So I'm pretty stoked. I will check back in and let you know how long this lasts. The other thing worth mentioning is that I have been getting so many targeted ads for Inkbox while I've been making this video. Now obviously, like I said, this video is not sponsored. They didn't send this to me for free. I bought it because I wanted it. I didn't even buy it for the video. I actually bought this a few months ago and I just thought it would be a fun video. But yeah, in the past couple days, I don't know, I've just been getting so many targeted ads for it. Probably because I've been searching in YouTube also to see how other people's videos are doing, stuff like that. But it kind of bugs me because I'm like, I am kind of promoting your product and you're still targeting me with these ads. Also, this shirt I silk screened myself. I just thought it would be fun to share. I used to sell them. I don't have any with Stay Aggressive on them right now in my shop, but maybe I might bring them back. They're sold on snatchmagazine.net if you're curious. I originally did want to do a full sleeve, but I actually am really happy with how this came out. I kind of didn't really think how ridiculous it was going to be to have such a large amount of temporary tattoo, and even though it looks really good, I still reconsidered my desire for a full sleeve, so I stuck with the half sleeve. So this has been 24 hours. I'll be sure to drop in some footage as it starts to fade away, and I'll let you know how long it is until it's gone. I hope you enjoyed watching me draw these temporary tattoos on my body. I had fun. It was kind of a blast. I feel like it looks really cool. I'm really satisfied with how it came out. It makes me feel like I'm living my half sleeve dreams that I can't afford right now, but maybe one day I will be able to afford it, and maybe I'll get exactly what I have right now. Be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed it. It really does help out my still very new channel. I appreciate you watching so much. My name is Sophia Mitropoulos. I'll see you in the next one.